Game 1 of the Floorball tournament is complete, and it did not disappoint. Baggage versus Hookline Sinkers, and it was exciting. I love the energy. Drew Davis is, in fact, maybe a golden retriever. I'm not sure, but let's throw it down to the booth to see what they have to say about this game.
Paxton, thank you very much. So if you look at the stats, if you look at how the game was played, in my opinion, Team Baggage dominated except for one thing. They lost the frickin' game. What happened?
I don't know what happened. They were all over them, set plays, holding on to the ball. They looked like the better team. KVG, man, he was the answer, but I can't believe they managed to mount the offense they did. Just the counterattacks got them the win.
How much fun is the Pavel play?
Oh, the Pavel play is so fun, man. Like, I'll tell you, just jumping into it, it's such a weird dynamic, but I love it. I hope I'm a little bit more effective next game, though. Get my first goal.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to, at some point, you got to get a
you
few
got to dial it up.
tallies
I don't want
out
to
here,
let you down. That's my thing.
It's really not a question of me. It's just these teams aren't going to wave the flag anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
They're going to be like, why are we going to waste this?
Yeah, that's true. I need to earn it. So next game.
I believe in you.
Thank you, sir.
But I also believe in the star of the game who is standing by with Paxton Elrod.
Star of the shootout, player of the game. Drew, how are you feeling after your first floorball game and a victory nonetheless?
Very fatigued. I was like I didn't know what I was in for. I was ready to run over everybody. Not run over, but like run around everybody. And 30 seconds in, I was so gassed, but team played well. I liked how much fire they had in them. We're a bunch of little Energizer bunnies, and that's what we're going for. Just running around all over the court.
An Energizer bunny and a golden retriever nonetheless. Great victory by you guys. What was it with Baggage and that made it such a close game down to a shootout to the last minute?
Team chemistry. They practice every day, like 5 times a day, so they know where everyone's going to be. It's not even like there's 4 people out there. It's one person extended into 4 extremities. Like think of the Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin. Like that's them. They're just one being, but 4 of them.
So what are you guys?
We're like if the rat from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles split into 4 things.
Game 1 highlights are here. We've got Team Baggage versus Hookline Sinkers, and this was a close one. Team Baggage is the only complete team from last season, so Sam Taskey said, hold on, I'm going to make the first goal. She's got the first goal of this season, of this game, and we love to see that. But that was not going to hold back Hookline Sinkers. And Drew Davis, who's honestly never played hockey before, ends up putting one in the back of the net. Who would have thought? We love the energy. Way to be a team captain. So this game was full of defense and ended up having to go to a shootout. Drew Davis versus Jake Storiale ends up putting one in the back of the net. So Jimmy O'Brien, team captain for Baggage, went up against the one and only Kane Bengate and ended up dropping the ball. Baggage loses 2-1 in the opening game of this tournament. Let's hear from them to see what went wrong in this loss.
Tough loss, shootout. One of the things that you did mention throughout the game, Jim, was the speed of the game. Did it kind of catch you by surprise how fast they were going, and what did you do to adjust?
It was way faster than our practice games, but I think this next game, game 2, will be slower. They were a run and gun team. They were playing a full court press. And the only really way to get around that is to bank it off the boards and run down. So that was pretty fast.
Just a lot of running around, not thinking, and just doing. So I guess that could have played a role. Just like I think someone said, no regard for my body. Just go. Just do anything.
They're young. They run. I mean, that's Courtney and Drew's game. Like, that's what they're going to do. Shebs kind of stays back. It's not a bad formula, right? You always have a man back. You got a good goalkeeper. It's going to work.
The importance of a goalie. Now, you've won a championship out here.
Yes, sir.
Stood on your head today once again. Could you explain a little bit more, I guess, toward that mentality of you trying to bring it home for your team, especially when you're trying to get them together?
Well, the mindset going in was just, I'm going to soak up everything and just make the save and not give up a rebound. They got lucky on one, but and then get them the ball and just fire it on net, see what goes in. I'm not going to lie, though, it wasn't all me. They played pretty well, and they played really well defensively. So that made my job a little bit easier. But, once we got in the shootout, we knew we had it. So.
Yeah, Kane is the difference in that game. I don't know how many shots we had, but I think other keepers are going to give up rebounds. He's awesome. They got their goal is like a changeup. I thought we played the best out of all the games we played last year, and this year I thought it was our best game. I think we played that game against teams with a goalie that's worse than Kane, which is like every other goalie, that we're going to do really well. So I'm happy with it.
You guys strategize, you practice. You were a unit last year coming in to this game. Do you think that worked against you? Like you over-strategized and got in your head a little bit? Or do you think that it's game one,
No, we
goldfish
tied.
mindset?
We tied. They didn't beat us. So I think we were okay. Kane is really good. I think we had 20 shots, which I think that was 10 shots each last
We're
year.
also a referee call away from that being a 1-0 shutout, and we're celebrating. So,
Technically, he said, illegal, but we're going to let it fly. I said, okay.
I think that was a content goal.
Now, Sam, last question for you. When you play floorball, there's this level of competitiveness that comes out that we JM people rarely see. Where does that come from, and are you going to maintain it throughout this tournament and help your team pull out a victory in the end?
Well, yeah, I just want to win. I never want it to be a detriment to my team, so I did feel bad with being a minute off the court. That's no good, and I will rein that in. But, it's instinct to go after the ball when it's in the ground, so I guess I'll try to fix that. But and then I don't know, I'm always just going to be aggressive and try to get the ball. I just got to rein myself in to not have it be that much of a detriment.
I say you go for most penalty minutes in the tournament.
Can I say something real quick before this ends? This team, thrown together like you said, we didn't know each other. And
I feel like I've been a hooker my whole life.
It's just there's something special here. I can feel it. Everyone's feeling each other, and we're just feeding off each other, feeding each other's energy. Someone's lacking a little bit, someone else is picking them up. Everyone's just running around. It's amazing.
Now, if you're wondering how sunglasses just magically appeared on my face, it's because they're Shady Rays. Get this. If you break them, they send you another pair for free. If you lose them, they send you another pair for free. Who does that? Shady Rays does that because they are incredible. And if you use code FLOORBALL, you get, wait for it, $25 off. Who does that? Shady Rays. And I'm going to keep saying it. Shady Rays is incredible. Use code FLOORBALL. Go to shadyrays.com and get your pair of sunglasses. Now, it is time to get going into game 2. So I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to throw it down to Kelsey, see what she has to say about this matchup.
Thank you, Paxton. Holy smokes, what a game we saw in game 1. Now we're getting ready to go for game 2, and this should be a really interesting one. We got Ice, who's obviously had a lot of success in the warehouse, taking on Team McFlurry Power. K-Mac, he's back, baby. I was able to catch up with both teams before the games. Got some characters in both of those. Why don't you hear from them as we get you ready for game 2? Okay, your first time to the warehouse, Chelsea. First impressions walking in, what were you thinking?
It was amazing. I can't believe what that field looks like. I don't know if it's called field, a court, or whatever, but it was amazing. It's awesome. I'm excited to play.
Reagan, first impressions of the warehouse for you?
It's actually way cooler than I thought it was going to be. We walked in, and I was pretty blown away by how it looked, and the floor is really big. So we're going to be running a lot today. Not you, but us.
Okay, Mac, I know the last tournament here in the warehouse for you didn't go as planned. What is your strategy, especially in this first game, to get a W and hopefully not be eliminated in the first couple games?
It's a good question. We answered that actually started before the tournament. Okay. We've had a team group chat for a couple weeks now.
Really?
Yep. Well, about a week.
Were you in it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. Whole team's in there. We've been setting strategy. We've been talking. This morning we were sending group messages, getting hyped up for the game. Team's ready to go. No one here is ready for us.
We're feeling good. We're going to play our game, and we're going to make some saves. I am, and then they're going to score, and we're going to win.
Sending it over to my guy, Jolly, to give us some stats and facts.
Hey, guys, thanks so much. It's our second Olive Pit segment. This is a really interesting matchup between McFlurry Power and We Got Ice. You obviously know the latter of those two teams, but it's been a while for McFlurry Power, who had a really short run in Blitzball Battle 3 and are back for Floorball. Obviously, the face of this team is going to be Kyle McDonald, who will be wearing a very scary mask in the goal for his team. This is his first Floorball tournament, but he played hockey up until 11th grade and has played in tournaments in Sweden and Finland as a goalie, so a very experienced guy. Leading the offensive charge will be Nick Bowens, who led the Broad Street Bullies last tournament with 6 goals, and if you're interested on the T, is dating Baggage's own Sam Taskey, so that's the connection there. He's also the co-owner and current COO COO of Hockey Collective, which has over 387,000 followers on Instagram. And might I mention, all of these players are from Canada, so there's a little bit of blood relation between all these guys. Maybe they use that nationalistic pride to boost their chances. But let's turn it over to the fan favorite and familiar face. We Got Ice obviously rounded out with Jack Doyle in the goal and Zoe D'Amelia leading the offensive charge. This is his sport and he's looking for a little bit of redemption. We Got Ice didn't have a great showing in Floorball 1. Zoe scored 5 goals and had 3 assists, so he was one of the better players. And of course, Jack Doyle in goal was great. He faced 38 shots and only allowed 9 goals for a 76.3 save rate. That was the second best among all Floorball goalies. However, the biggest X factor on either team for me is going to be number 18, Reagan Rust, a new player who was the first NCAA D1 women's hockey player from the state of Mississippi. She has a crazy resume. In fact, she's the only person in this tournament who you can go look up on Wikipedia to see how good she is. This should be a really fun team to watch play, and I have no idea who I would pick to come out on top in our second matchup.
I don't know what happened here. Looks like a malfunction. The vampire that is Jack Doyle. Are you just tying it?
Yeah. Oh no.
Just go no helmet.
You missed flying it?
Uh-oh.
We're good.
You got to hire Joe's for some of your shit. I'm just saying. Like, the man can work it. He works the camera. He's got the big personality. You got to hang out with him a little bit more, okay?
Definitely. He is into it.
All right, so this is going to be a really interesting game, right? You got McFlurry Power, who's a team of 4 Canadians, so I know that this is near and dear to your heart. Whereas We Got Ice, we know all about Zoe and Jack Doyle, and they're going to work in their other 2 teammates. I don't know. I mean, We Got Ice, they're so interesting because they spend so much time focused on their blitzball content. I can't wait to see what they have out here.
Yeah, who knows? I saw them warming up, and they look like tremendous athletes. They look like they know what they're doing. But, yeah, you never know when the game starts.
McFlurry Power, K-Mac, we know him from the blitzball world. He was actually a draft pick of the New York Yankees. But this is a sport that's near and dear to his heart. He was actually a goalie that used to play with a bunch of touring teams. Like, he was big time as a kid.
Oh, wow. I had no idea. Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, it is going to be very, very interesting. Quick prediction on this one. Who do you have, McFlurry Power, or do you have We Got Ice?
I got to go with the Canadians, McFlurry. They're born with a stick in their hands. They got to know what they're doing.
I'm going to go with We Got Ice. I love Zoe's mentality. He really changes things up. He's so polite and nurturing when it comes to blitzball. He's always applauding everybody. He turns into a different animal on the floorball circuit because he grew up playing hockey. I think he had a rink in his, somebody in his family had a rink. He's got a ton of siblings, so he was always out there, and so it's like in his blood. It makes it boil a little bit.
Different breed.
Third member of our broadcast team, Kelsey Wingert, is standing by with her prediction.
I'm taking We Got Ice because I actually drove from the airport with Reagan yesterday. This girl is the first D1 ice hockey player ever from the state of Mississippi. So first of all, she has the ice hockey background. Second of all, she's from Mississippi, and you don't mess with people from Mississippi. So I'm taking We Got Ice. Jack in the goal. We'll see what we got, guys. Back to you.
All right, so just like me, Kelsey likes We Got Ice. Do you know something that we don't?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I got inside info. I'm not sharing any of it. But I definitely have the inside scoop.
I assume that both teams will utilize their Pavel play. Are you going to score?
Oh, I'm definitely scoring. Listen, last game I didn't score. It's eating away at me. I'm just going to grip it and rip it, bud.
Okay. Are you going to score 1 or 2 goals?
I mean, scoring 2 would be tough. I'll set the bar low. I'll get probably 1. It's only 30 seconds, but I
thought you believed in yourself more. I don't know.
I'm just trying to be realistic. They should have given me a minute. I was telling them to give me a minute.
Let's not change the rules on the fly. The guy can't.
On.
I heard that you actually are used to working in 30-second increments.
Yeah, okay, that's enough. That's too far.
We cannot wait for game number 2. It is coming your way between McFlurry Power and We Got Ice for Pavel Barber and Kelsey Wingert. I am Chris Rose. We will see you later.